So, good Monday afternoon, everyone. Um, I'm going to share with you the selected topic I picked for my research project. I'm going to be focused on the Jesuit Society, specifically in the early Americas, between the 18th century to the beginning of the 19th century. The research question I'm going to be focusing on to try to answer my research states this: with so few numbers and so much oppression towards the Society of Jesus in the colonies, why were the Jesuits persistent on staying within the colonial walls, and how did they build their numbers and survive during such an oppressive time in history directed towards the Jesuits? So that's the question I'm going to try to answer here. The So a little bit of the backdrop to the Jesuit history, real quick, because the time frame here is basically less than a century after founding the religious order of the Society of Jesus. The Jesuits began arriving on the shores of America around 1600. The French Jesuits explored the woodlands of Maine, and in 1611 they celebrated their first Mass on American soil at the mouth of the Kennebec River. In 1634, Jesuits landed in Maryland and established a mission there. More French Jesuits would come and rode along in their canoes in uncharted waters in the Great Lakes. Then by the 1680s, the men in black robes were also coming from Spain and setting up churches and villages in the southwestern United States. The Italian Jesuits in the mid-1800s began reaching out to people of various cultures and all the way out in Colorado, Mexico, and even California. And then this period in the 19th century, the Wild West, the American Jesuits, was basically formed. It was a time when the priests and brothers explored the frontiers of faith, preaching the good news to Native Americans and Protestant pioneers, and establishing the first U.S. Jesuit college in Georgetown in 1789. It was also a time of martyrdom, suppression, and persecution for these Jesuits. Then for more than 100 years in America, the Jesuits operate under the auspicious, basically, rules of their native province in Europe. In 1833, the pioneer Jesuits established the Maryland Province of Jesuits, the first in the United States. The Jesuit colleges and universities began a period of explosive growth during the 1830s as Jesuits thought to educate waves of immigrants. Then by the early 1900s, the Jesuits' province and institutions were multiplying across the country. The historical significance of this group of feature goes like this. The Jesuits were very significant in the United States because these were men who were willing to take risks in order to explain the word of Christ to Indians, blacks, immigrants, and the poor, all while promoting a loving picture of God. The significance of the Jesuit Society has been their ability over the past couple centuries in founding thousands of missionary schools, colleges, and seminaries around the world, especially in the Americas. By 1579, the Jesuits were operating 144 colleges in Europe, Asia, Latin America. Then in 1749, the Jesuits staffed 669 colleges and 235 seminaries worldwide, which was a crazy feat during this time. In fact, today, the Society of Jesus is the largest religious order of men in the Catholic Church, with more than 20,000 members around the world and almost 3,000 in the United States. It is one of the more liberal orders of the Church, taking a very public stand in the U.S. on behalf of social justice causes such as promotion of immigrants' rights and humanitarian aid, including assistance to Africa's poor and against American involvement in unjust wars. Jesuits have played an important part in Americanizing the Catholic Church and preparing Catholic immigrants for inclusion into American society. With that, I hope you guys enjoy any research you will do on the American Jesuits. Thank you.